Hey listeners, this is Mindful Talks podcast. Welcome to the 10th episode of hashtag Decoding UI UX. You won't believe that many entrepreneurs and small businesses across the world have invested in the creation of internet and mobile games. The idea was sound and they stood a possibility of competing with other businesses. However, they were ultimately unsuccessful and were forced to close their business. So that's why we are here to discuss about the 5 mistakes that every UI UX designers must avoid. While certain UI UX design errors are unavoidable, professional UX and UI designers may address these shortcomings. You should be proactive in order to stay ahead and just listen to this whole podcast as of now. So firstly, let's understand the significance of an amazing UI UX design. So like the most successful approach to develop a customer-centric product or website that attracts new customers, retains existing ones and delights them is through outstanding UI UX design. So customers that have a nice and enjoyable product experience will accomplish their desired outcomes. Continue to use your created product and spread the word about you. So yes, users may also cancel their memberships and discontinue usage of your product if they have an unpleasant or what we can say confusing or negative experience throughout your website visit or your app visit. So we have made 5 points and the 5 mistakes that you should avoid in your UI UX journey in order to retain the customers and attract the customers. And just hear this out because it will be super beneficial to you as a designer. So the very first mistake is overstuffed content. So can you imagine the difficulties of loading a large amount of design onto your website or application and then displaying it to your users? So it will be revolting for the users to ignore. So filling the area with information or design is unneeded and it will raise the bounce rate in a good design. So it is very crucial to give enough space between components to showcase each design aspect and allow it to function it properly. The second mistake is every designer should consider that functionality and creativity are two different things. So your product's utility should be carefully balanced. If your product focuses entirely on the functions involved, users may get dissatisfied and switch. Similarly, concentrating only on creativity rather than functionality will result in a mess between what you desire from your product and what it really does. So you created an app or portal that must be visually appealing and it should offer a unique function like to enhance your brand's identity. The third point is using automated videos. So like one of the most irritating or frustrating UI UX design mistakes a designer can make is playing autoplay videos. So say for example, consider yourself completely immersed in a binge watch session and when you are suddenly presented with some irritating content that you can't seem to resist. Shouldn't the user have the choice to avoid thinking like a user if you have to as a UI UX designer? So all we mean is that it's pointless to irritate a user and just go with the flow and provide a pleasant experience rather than forcing them to watch something. The fourth major mistake is taking clients' inputs lightly. So it's difficult to keep the user's point of view in mind all the times. So you will not know what your consumers or users or your target audience require if you are inexperienced with them. So in this approach, UI UX research and testing are critical since they identify what people need and allow you to test and confirm whether your solution is genuinely beneficial. Also, one more thing is whenever your client is giving you inputs, you should not take it lightly or you should not take it like theek hai chalta hai. Whatever he or she is saying you, just have that in your mind and keep that in your mind throughout the process, so that the expectation and your work both gets it on the same page. The last point is having unresponsive design elements. So one of the most frequently mentioned responsive design flaws is designing for desktop computers while ignoring mobile devices. So yeah, the majority of UX designers nowadays understand the need of mobile friendly design, thank God. So yes, avoid these typical UI UX design blunders and your UI UX design agency or career will soar. So yes, design errors are a normal component of the design process, although they are not unavoidable. So at last, I must say that if you're looking for the experts in the field of UI UX design, then feel free to visit www.mindinventory.com right now for your work, for your vision. So yes, let's meet in the next episode. Till then, keep chilling.